Move on to race number 9, the 9th on the programme. Class 3, it's over the 1,200 metres, headed by Mighty Maverick for Derek Cruz and Vincent Ho. Chunghwa Spirit takes a drop in distance here. Green Card is back, Tommy Berry on board. Wonderful Fighter finished off last year with a win, 50-50, just one start under about. It was a good run on debut as well. Travel Day Took is one of 2 in the race for owner Jackie Wong, the other being Travel Emperor, who's up in class after that impressive win on debut.
Pace of this race should be good. Now, can Travel Emperor get up and moving and cross over? It's the big question on everybody's lips. Lang Tai Sing led a recent trial. Marble Tribe's a front-running type, as is So Fast. 50-50 led all the way in New Zealand when he won. Easy Touch is a front-runner who hasn't had a trial, so there's good pace expected here. Wonderful Fighter's another horse that likes to be up there and going early.
It's going to be good. Now, here's 50-50. He's the one in front with Karis Teeton aboard. Doing it nicely. Fantastic Kaka has been withdrawn in another race, but 50-50 had the wood on him, and he was going nicely. This is his first gallop on the 29th, and we're going to see a couple of gallops from him, of course, since he's my horse to follow. Here's him on the dirt coming down. Again, his second on that was good to yielding track, so if there is rain around, won't bother him. I think he's a really nice horse going forward. The big danger for me is going to be the other one I'm going to show him here, and that's Travel Emperor coming off the back of Easy Touch. Now, he's one start, one win, most impressive. He's been green, and I think in a lot of his work, and at that particular win that he did have, we'll see that a bit later, so that just worries me around the bend for the first time from barrier 8.
He's a little bit like Household King, you know, a nice, big, scopy young horse who's got barrier 8, 1,200 metres, and some pacey horses underneath him, and this one here is actually taking on sort of tougher opposition. So, lovely horse, looks to have plenty of scope, but the profile of the race makes it a little bit tricky for him.
All right, well, we'll hear from Joe Moreira in a moment or so, but if you haven't seen enough of 50-50 just yet, here we go once more. This was him on race day. His only start so far, Paul.
Yeah, sitting on the fence, 50-50. Now, we've made our minds up with him, no doubt, and as you can see, he was wide the whole way. It was a really good run. He had every excuse to drop out of this particular race. Victory, I think, is a nice horse who had a really good run. He came through and just toughened him out. The hard run showed him. He was fresh out. He hasn't missed much of the off-season, and he's had those 2 good gallops we just see, so I'm going to side with him.
Yeah, I like him as a horse too. There's a lot of pace here. It's going to be a real scramble early, so it's hard to sort of work out where everyone's going to be. But from barrier number 2, he's got options.
He definitely has. If he doesn't, he led in that race all the way. If he doesn't want to lead, he can sit behind the pace.
All right. Well, Marvel Tribe made all to win at the end of last season as well. From barrier 14, potentially makes it difficult for him. And no trial coming into the race either.
No, that's right. He's in the same class and he's got all this extra weight to carry as well. He's not going to get a soft option up on the speed here. Lang Tai Sing led a recent trial. He's a very difficult horse to get right, Lang Tai Sing. He's got ability. I just think more times than not he doesn't apply himself mentally, so that's a big issue for him. For those reasons, I'm happy to leave both these 2 out. You've got to cull somewhere, and I think that's a good place to start.
Yeah, I agree. And they're both unreliable at times, those 2 horses. You know, they've both had plenty of starts. Lang Tai Sing, you think, should have won more races than he has.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've touched on Travel Emperor a little bit already. Let's hear from the man on board. It's Joe Moreira.
Travel Emperor, Joe, he won impressively first up. You said after the race he felt like a potential top horse, but needs to relax. Have you noticed changes in him since that first run?
Yes, I did. He's been working even better than what he was last season. He already had a race experience, so he's a bit more well-educated. He knows what he's here for. I did indicate that he was a very nice horse with a potential, horse with ability, and he didn't let me down on his first race. He's up in class now. I think even if he's up in class with the lightweight on his back, he's going to be able to deliver a really good run. Winning or not, I'm not sure. We have to wait to see the result, but I'm very confident that he can be strong enough for the Class 3.
All right, so there's enough positive noises there.
I think Joe said it exactly right there. He's confident the horse is a Class 3 winner, but will it be first time in the grade, stepping to 1,200, drawn awkward with a lot of pace underneath him? Potentially not. So I wouldn't want to take too skinny a price.
No, exactly. And look, he's obviously a horse who's got ability. He's a bit green. Once the penny completely drops, I think he can go through the grades. I think he will win, no doubt, in class.
He's only going to get better and better, isn't he?
Yeah.
The more we see him.
All right.
Experience is the key.
One horse with a fair bit more experience is Green Card. Just the one win to his name, but a nice trial here, as it was from Chung Spirit.
Yeah, now these two horses will both be suited by the pace. I thought this was a terrific trial from Green Card. I made him the best late last season when Little Giant, of course, knocked him over. But he's honest. He likes a good tempo. The thing I liked most about this trial was we had Young Emperor and Beauty Connection on the pace, really rattling early, and Green Card, he was just trucking right on the back of their heels, so he was a lot closer in the run and still able to finish off there well with the Jazz, the other horse that looks to improve it a bit too. So I think he just sits in behind the pace. I know he's got the weight to carry, he peels out, he lets down, he'll be very hard to stop, I would have thought.
Yeah, the stats worry me though. Definitely got ability, but one win from 21, he should have won more, I thought.
Yeah.
I think Chung Hua Spirit will be a black booker after this race. Up to 1,400 metres will be his go. But go on and surprise us, Paul. Who's on top here?
Well, sitting on the fence now, 50-50 for me. I think he's a nice horse and he's one to keep an eye on for the season. As is Travel Emperor. I think he's a really good horse as well. Now, Diamond King, he goes really well fresh. He's got a really good fresh record, and he trialled really nicely behind Blizzard in that trial as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if he pops up at big odds as well. And that Chung Hua Spirit, I think, will be finishing off nicely. Like to see him over 1,400 metres. Bet in this race, obviously 50-50. I'll take a save of Quinella with Travel Emperor.
I thought Green Card's trial was terrific leading in, and the pace in the race should suit him down to an absolute T. So I think he might be hard to hold out. 50-50, nice horse going places, drawn well. I've got Traveller Emperor in, and he's only going to get better and better with racing, but he is a bit risky for me. And like Paul, Diamond King, his recent trial was fantastic. He's drawn well. Chad Schofield is jumping aboard. He'll run a good race at a bit of a price off the back of that trial. 3-6-14-10.
There we go. That's the 9th. One more to go then. Race number 10 plus all the best bets. That comes up next.